Hi guys, I thought this is Sunday, it's raining, awful weather, perfect time for me to do a little bit of a makeup tutorial today. The new brochure is out and it'll hit your door on the 16th, but I'm also bringing back to you the August brochure, which is full of all the makeup. So I wanted to kind of just go over what I do each morning and yeah, just show you exactly all the products that I'm using, which is obviously all Nutrimedics. I have one of these fabulous little makeup brushes. A lot of you will have them, some of you won't, but these are all of the makeup brushes that Nutrimedics have, and I use this every morning. I like it because it's got a big head on it, and so when I'm putting on my makeup each morning, so I'm starting with the Blurring Face Prime. This is what I always start with because I'm trying to make sure that my makeup lasts the day. So I love the Blurring Face Prime because not only does it actually, you know, is the barrier between the face and the foundation, but it also, what it does as well, is it actually pushes out your expression lines because it has microspheres in it, which is really great for those as we get older around this area too. So for me, I'm really passionate about the primers because like any paint job, you need to prime before you paint. So that's what we're doing today. So that's with my Blurring Face Prime. So that's one of the first things I do after I've done my cleanse, tone and moisturise, obviously, which I showed you before. Whoops, I dropped something. So the next step that I will do is I'm using the Flawless Air Camel at the moment because I find that, again, as we get a little bit older, we want to make sure that our foundation's not too heavy or too thick because it can make you look older. So I put a little droplet on, as you can see, and you don't need very much. And so I just put on a little bit of Camel and all over the face. So this is the barrier as well. And I'm going to put a little bit of powder on, but I'm just going to show you my routine in the morning. This is great because it just goes around in circles. And it, actually, one thing about the brush sets with Nutrimedics or our brushes is they actually absorb a little bit of the foundations and they stay on. But more so than anything, I find brushes are the best application rather than the old days where we used to do the finger, which all of us did. So my next step is I would actually take a little bit of toffee mineral powder. Oh, keep dropping things, sorry. A little bit of toffee mineral powder, and then with my brush I will just put on, sometimes I use actually a sponge with this one. So I've got a little sponge which I like, and this is just to soften it down. Just for that kind of, I like the dewy look, and I cannot, but I also like a kind of a little powdered look as well. But the key to here today is some of the concealing and the contouring that I do. So I want you to watch me do this because this is really important. So what I do is I take our the correct colour and conceal. Now I know this one's on its way out, unfortunately, but it's such a great palette and it is on special, so make sure you make the most of it because I tell you, I can't say enough about the palette. Now what do I do with my glasses? Oh, you hear it. I'll put them on. So this palette, especially the orange and the concealers, really great use. So you can see under my eye, it's the darkest area. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of orange. And again, I've got all of the makeup brushes by Nutrimedics. And they're so great to use. They're so soft. They've got nylon heads. So here you can see that under the eye area, I've put a little bit of orange. This is just to take away my darkness because this is my area that shows the signs of aging the most. And I'm going to be 50 in a couple of weeks. Good Lord, it's gone quick. So this is just what I do with the orange concealer. So it's really a peach actually, and it just takes away the darkness. It might not make sense now, but it will in a minute. Okay, so then what I would do is I try to mix it up, but what I've been doing of late is I take again the Correct and Conceal, and with the lightest colour in the palette, I'm going to show you what I do. So I've just got a little mirror in the background so I can see what I'm doing. So I will do 1, 2, 3. This is the light colour. So, and you can also do it with our Nutrimedics concealer as well. This is the new Ivory, but and this is cream, so this is great as well. But I'm just going to show you what I do here, and I just come down into the Cupid's bow, a couple under the chin and down, And then into the eye area where it's my problem area, you can see that I'm just going to do 3 lines and come down the nose as well. Look at me, I've got lines all over, but it'll make sense. So I will come down and do a line just under my cheekbones as well. And then I will take the darkest colour in the palette at the very end. Can you see that dark colour? And this is where I will take a little bigger brush and I'll do a little bit on the nose on each side to contour them in. And then I will go under the lighter one here, under the lighter one, and do a darker. And then I will come up under the hairline as well. And this is because this is where I'm trying to bronze as well. So it might look like a mess, but it'll come together. Now, you can see here that into the hairline is where I'm going to put my actual bronzing powder. But down here, this is where I will now have my sponge. Now these are great. These are absolutely great. So making sure you use your sponge and wet it as well because it'll double in size. But it just really what it does is it just allows you to blend. So I'm coming under the highlighted area for a reason, and then I'll come down the side of the nose. Okay. Now with the tip of my blender, I will then take all of my lighter shading and I'll come down the nose, and then I will come under the eye area, and I can always go back and do a little bit more. And so I'm just lightening under the eye area. Now the darkest for me, like I said, is the eye area, so I often have to go back. But you can see what I'm doing with the sponge is I'm just showing you how to lighten the area. Now another good tip too, and I will show you a little bit in a little bit, is I actually have the Lust palette, beautiful, and I will do a little bit of eyeshadow with it. So I'll just bring out my little eyeshadow palette. And so I love these particular eyeshadows because they're really soft. And so I will take my little blush, my little bronzing brush, and I will just do a little bit of bronzing powder up here, a little bit up here. And here's the trick to this one, because I actually don't wear a lot of mascara during the day, just because it irritates me, unfortunately. Not because anything wrong with our mascaras. I do wear mascaras on the weekend, but I just tend to find that my eyes are just really sensitive, and it's just a one-off thing. But it's unfortunate, but that's just a part of my life. So I use the bronzing powder, you can see here, just all over the eyelid. And then you can see it's lighter, but I'm going to come in and do the eyes in a minute. And so I would actually take a little bit of that bronzing powder and come under my eye. So there's kind of a connection between the top and the bottom. The other next thing that I actually do is I will take one of the colours out of the palette. So that was a number 4, that one down here. And then I'm going to take the darkest colour. This is me playing, by the way. This is not necessarily anything you have to do. This is just me playing. And I will actually use the darkest colour in it, and I'll actually use it on my brow. Now the reason for it is I love our brow pencils, but I also love eyeshadows as, I find the eyeshadows work really well sometimes as brow powders. That's just me. I'm just playing. So you can see how it starts to define. Now I had my eyes microbladed years and years ago, and I'm due to get them done again, so I really love the microblading. I have to say it was really one of the best things I did. But the brow pencil really important to highlight, and I'm going to come back under soon with a few more things. Now, picking up the blush, we've got the beautiful bronzing brush on special at the moment. So this one here, I'm going to just take one of my other little brushes, and this one comes up under the cheekbones. So I'm just going straight out. Now, what you start to see is I've got a bronzer, I've got a highlighter, and then I've got a contour under it. So it's like 3. And I don't know whether any of you ever watch Drag Race, but they really do. If you're watching their makeup, phenomenal makeup by the way, but if you watch their makeup, you'll see that they are actually, they're doing a lot of contouring and shaping of the face before they actually do any of the makeup. So really important. They've got their blush, which you can start to see. I'm kind of defining it at the moment to make it look real. then they can see, now I can see that I haven't blended my highlighter under it, but then you've got the contouring. So it's like 1, 2, 3. So you've got the blush, you've got the highlighter, and then you've got the contouring. So it kind of shapes your face. And down the side was where the darker colour, and you can see down the middle is actually where all the highlighting is, and like I said, in the end it'll make sense. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the bronzing powder. So you've all got a bronzer, which will actually look, well, you all know the bronzer's on special at the moment. Actually, here it is here. There's the bronzer. So I will take a little bit of bronzing powder. Now this just gives me that sun-kissed look at the top, because I have kind of like, sometimes you'll see I wear my hair up, or mostly I have a cowlick. So I definitely want to encourage you girls to use your bronzer to kind of just give you that sun-kissed look. Okay, so now you can see I've got a nice glow on. So you can see that there's a bronzing here, but it's highlighted down here. Does that make sense? Yeah. So then I will actually take a lip pencil. Now which one am I going to choose today? Normally I choose my rose, because that goes with pretty much everything. So our lip liners, our lip liners, which we've all got. Often what I'll do with the lip liners as well is I'll actually use it all over my lips. And the reason that I do that is because it gives longevity to the lipstick. So today I've decided to go with Chili. Ooh, look at that. This is our Hydra Brilliance lipstick. Now all the new lipsticks are out, but also at the same time, I still love the ones that I currently have, but it's whatever works for you. So look at that. Nice and bold, yeah? So because I can't see really well with my glasses, however, I do know how to put makeup on, I can actually just finish with a couple of other little things. So, you know, I'm all about the kind of highlighting to kind of give you that nice look. And remember I said to you before, I'm very paranoid about, I wouldn't say paranoid, I know I have issues under the eye. So I'm going to go back under and just finish off a little bit more with the cream ivory. So just watch. So I'll just do a little bit. And anywhere I feel like I need to, you know, I can play again, and just making the most. Now I always kind of also too come under the eye area with a little bit of ivory. Can you see all of that? And then what I'll do is I'll go back to my fabulous, these, you cannot live without these girls, where'd they go? Is my blender, which if I can find it, here it is, must have. These duos, or these little blending brush, the little blending sponges are amazing. And so watch the girls on the tutorials as well, because you'll see a lot of them using these sponges. I'm really just kind of now just going over things and finishing off before I decide to walk out the door and go to work. But again, like I said, I'm just highlighting areas. So the reason I do under the brow is just to lift the brow. Can you see now? I've got a light, and then I've got my bronzer and the darkest area as well. So today I'm looking very tired. So what I would do to make that work is I would take a little bit of a darker eyeshadow under my eye. Where's all my brushes gone? I'm so not organised. And then what I would do, oh sorry girls, this is Di playing on a Sunday, losing everything. Welcome to my real world. So I'm going to just take a little bit of a lighter colour, or sorry, a darker colour, and you can use the mascaras, and you can use the eyeshadows, and you can also use an eye pencil, but I will tend to take sometimes an eyeshadow under my eye. I do it a lot these days, to be honest, because I just find that because I do have such sensitive eyes, that my eyeshadow, it's really important that I have something on there to define my eyes. So I've got brushes everywhere and I can't find the one that I'm after, but I'll use this one. So then I will take, on the top of my eye, I'll just close one of my eyes and I'll just do a little bit darker so it starts to make sense. So even though I've got the bronzer on as the eyeshadow, I've also done a darker colour to connect with the bottom. So now you can see there's kind of like a darkness to my eyes where I don't, and I do this because I don't wear a lot of mascara. So that's how I kind of, you know, get that dark colour going on within my eye socket, because I do need to have some kind of definition, and it's really important to have a definition of some kind when you're doing your eyes, yeah? And that will last me all day. All this makeup lasts me all day. All I ever really have to do is just top up my lipstick because I've eaten something. However, I will finish off with our fabulous banana powder. Well, I call it banana powder, but actually it's a setting powder. And the reason that I do that is just to kind of set everything in motion. It lasts the day. It sets everything. And then I'm good to go. And if I feel like I need to go back and put a little more bronzer on, I can. But really, girls, that's how I do my makeup every day. I'm happy with it. And that's what makeup's about. It's about having fun. So I hope you guys have enjoyed my madness on a Sunday. And yeah, I'm going to pop this up on the video. And you know, I'm always here. And I love helping you. So get in touch with me. Bye.